A Look at Health is sponsored by MVP Healthcare, dedicated to creating healthier communities. Learn more at discovermvp.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, it's time to get serious. If you noticed, yesterday was really warm. Today's really warm. That means shorts, bathing suits, right?
Beaches, boats.
Beach.
Outside, yep.
All right, so just to prove how serious Dr. Paul and I are about this, we have a 5-syllable word today we're going to talk about. And that word is?
Metabolism.
Boy, you know, I have no idea what metabolism means, really. You hear it all the time. I understand calories, but I don't understand metabolism. So just a quick briefer on that.
Excellent. Metabolism is, in general terms, the calories that our bodies burn at all times. And it can be specific to this individual cell. So if you think about all the trillions of cells that we have in our body, and the functions that take place within each of those little tiny cells, that's your metabolism. So it's all those vital and essential bodily cellular activity that you need to have taking place.
So you would say, in other words, it's really a way of balancing your energy, whether you're active, whether you're at rest,
Good.
exercising.
Yes. That's a great starting point. So let's talk about this. So when we're talking about metabolism, we're really talking about what we call the energy balance equation. And we've, for the first few segments of this show, we've been talking about the food that we've taken in, we've ingested. That's energy in. So of the energy balance equation, we have energy in, that's the food that we eat.
Right.
We had a great session last week. And then on the other side of that equation is energy out, energy output, so energy expenditure. And it's really that component of the energy balance equation, energy in and energy out, that we're referring to with metabolism.
Now
That's metabolism.
Gotcha. Okay, so now when we were talking before we went on air, something that really surprised me. You know that ingesting food is calories, exercise, activity, but the one that really caught me is that you actually burn calories when you're resting.
Absolutely. So,
Boy, explain that.
yeah, I will. So no, that's good. So we have three main components of our energy output of the energy balance equation. They're the calories that we expend at rest, which is the largest majority of calories that we expend. And then we expend or burn calories when we're eating, and then we expend calories, of course, when we're exercising. Now, what a lot of people don't understand, Jesse, is that the greatest majority of the calories that we burn over the course of a day through our metabolism are those calories that you and I are doing right now. They're the calories that we do while we're sleeping at night. That's our resting metabolism. So, the real essence of how to influence your energy metabolism, or your metabolism in general, is to somehow change what you're doing while you're at rest. That's the greatest single influence on our body's metabolism.
Sure, well, we all need to rest. We all sit a lot during the day in our jobs. So just suppose you're snacking then. It just makes perfect sense when you were telling me about different things that you eat, like protein-based foods, nuts and stuff. They're actually increasing your metabolism rate. So if you are resting or sitting, maybe we stay away from the heavy cream potato chips.
That's right. So let's talk about, so what would it be? What is influencing your metabolism versus mine right now? As we're sitting here not eating, really it comes down to one component of our body, and that's our lean body mass.
Right.
Our skeletal muscle mass, our bone mineral density, our vital organs, our heart, our liver, our stomach, our brains, that's all consuming energy and burning calories. So the differentiator between you and I as we're sitting here right now is really what we call our lean body mass. That's what's going to determine our metabolism. So then you talk about, we also burn calories when we eat. And the greatest influences of how we burn calories when we eat are things like protein. Protein is the most metabolically active food we can eat. Fiber is also very metabolically active. So people that have a higher proportion of the food that they eat that contains healthy, lean protein, fish is a great example, nuts, legumes, and then lots of unprocessed, complex carbohydrate food sources, fresh vegetables and fruit, and then things that have a lot of grains are the greatest influence on our energy metabolism through food that we eat. Now, you brought up a good example. If somebody were to spend most of their time eating simple carbohydrates like soda and candy and sugar-based products, that's the greatest influence on lowering our metabolism and causing more body fat storage.
I think you were saying to me that falls under insulin.
Insulin, right.
Doesn't
the hormone
it? Right,
insulin
sure.
is responsible for taking all of that sugar that's
Right.
been released into the blood as a result of eating those simple sugar food sources,
Right.
and then storing them in the body. They're not very metabolically active at all. In
No,
fact,
no,
you drink
that
a soda, that soda is not going to give you, what we talk about, that sugar high. That sugar high might last maybe 10 to 15 minutes. The vast majority of all that calories from that soda are getting stored in your body as fat.
Gotcha. So, just like with anything, there's no quick fix for this. It just really requires maybe some change in habit, but certainly the awareness that, if you're sitting and you're going to watch television, look TV. If you're going to watch television, have an orange.
Yep.
Don't have a bag of potato chips. If you can start to move yourself in that direction without, patting yourself on the head that you're doing good, just get into the habit of it. Over time, your metabolism reacts, correct?
It will. Yeah, it will react. And those are good examples. I would actually go one step further to have an orange, but then have some nuts or some other healthy, lean protein source with that orange. Maybe some peanut butter. I would like to add one more thing. What we can do at rest is also not just influenced by our lean body mass, but by little tiny activities that we do, little fidgeting. So there's a little term that I love. It's an acronym, and it's abbreviated NEAT.
Yes,
so I tell everybody as much as possible, be neat whenever you can. What I mean by that is spend time doing non-exercise activity that burns calories. And so that would be you and I sitting here and maybe fidgeting a little bit. Maybe every half hour at your desk while you're working, have a little timer that goes off, and that's your trigger to stand up, because there's evidence, very, very compelling, strong scientific evidence that shows that people who have more non-exercise activity built into their day, fidgeting, standing, moving around, they can burn up to 1,000 extra calories a day.
Well,
I mean, talk about an influence on your metabolism. Oh, it's serious.
Wow. All right. So we're going to slowly but surely, each week we're going to keep discussing these topics: metabolism, calories, intake, exercise, what's good to eat. And we're also going into what you and I were talking about earlier, a bountiful season. This is it.
Absolutely.
Our gardens are going to start to come in.
They will. And so I love that, leaving on that topic, because we're entering into the season of fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, abundant everywhere. So we need to start to incorporate that every day in our intake component. Our output, metabolism component, we need to start being more physically active in all different ways. And it doesn't have to be structured exercise. I mean, if it is, fantastic. And if you do want to exercise, you definitely need to incorporate some muscle, toning, muscle building type activities, because that's your lean body mass.
Yes, got
so I
it,
tell
sure.
people all the time that if you're going to do the exercise, make sure that it's muscle building, and then make sure just in general you're keeping your body active and moving as much as possible.
Oh, that's great. Well, believe it or not, I mean, the winter is done, so this is serious talk now.
It is.
Right?
It is.
We've
We're all
got to
getting
get
ready.
ourselves in shape.
We're going to be held accountable.
Good.
When we go to the beach and the pool.
Yeah, we certainly are. I just want to give a quick shout out to MVP.
Absolutely. And that's a great site, by the way. The MVP Healthcare is a great site for getting some of this information.
Because they very generously decided to support this segment with Dr. Paul, which is just great.
It's fantastic. Great company.
Closing these loops slowly but surely, except for the logo. What do you think of this logo here?
We can spice it up.
We could.
We can give it a little life, a little, metabolism.
Well,
we got to get a
corkscrew
metabolism.
with wings, you know what, I'm not exactly sure what we've got there.
Wine opener.
We'll figure it out, wine opener. Well, thanks, Paul, and I'll see you next week.
Excellent.
Good. See this interview again. If you have any questions for Dr. Paul, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.